All right, y'all. So right now, Nicki Minaj is seriously testing her fan base, and a lot of people feel like she's pushing them away fast. Online, the reaction hasn't been quiet at all. Many fans are calling her out, and some are straight up saying she's turning into one of the most disliked public figures at the moment. Things really blew up yesterday when Nicki surprised everyone by appearing at a conservative event called Turning Point USA. She wasn't alone either. She showed up alongside Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, which already had people talking before she even said a word. Once Nicki got on stage, though, the situation went from surprising to full-on controversial. She started making comments that compared black girls and white girls, and that's where a lot of people felt she crossed a line. To understand why this upset so many people, you have to look at the bigger picture. In the United States, there has long been a narrow beauty standard pushed by mainstream media. That standard usually centers white features, while the beauty of people of color, especially black women, gets ignored or downplayed. For decades, minorities have been pushing back, saying beauty isn't limited to fair skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes. This fight has never been small or casual. It's personal, and it's deeply emotional for a lot of people. This isn't a topic folks brush off lightly. Beauty standards are tied to identity, self-worth, and how society treats you. A recent example that shows just how sensitive this subject is involves actress Sydney Sweeney. Back in July, American Eagle released a commercial featuring her wearing their jeans, with the slogan, "Sydney Sweeney has good jeans." On paper, it probably sounded harmless to them. In reality, it did not land the way they expected. Sydney Sweeney fits the traditional American beauty mold with blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin, and that's exactly why people reacted so strongly. Many felt the ad reinforced the same old image that keeps getting pushed. The backlash was immediate and intense. American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney both took heavy criticism, and it felt like they were defending themselves nonstop after that ad dropped. So when Nicki Minaj stepped onto the Turning Point stage and started speaking about black girls and white girls, people instantly connected it to all of this history. The timing, the setting, and the topic made everything feel even more charged. At that point, fans weren't just listening, they were reacting emotionally. And that's when Nicki made her comparison. Take a listen.
Admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves?
Now, that moment alone already had people arguing back and forth online, but the situation didn't stop there. Things escalated even more when JD Vance stepped in and openly backed up what Nicki Minaj said. He went on Twitter and added fuel to the fire by praising her comments and framing them as something meaningful. He tweeted, "Nicki Minaj said something at AmFest that was really profound. I'm paraphrasing, but she said, 'Just because I want little black girls to think they're beautiful doesn't mean I need to put down little white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes.'" We all got wrapped up over the last few years and zero some thinking. This was because the people who think they rule the world pit us against one another. Nicki Minaj rejects all that. We all should. Once that tweet went out, everything changed. Nicki's words were no longer just a comment at an event. They were now being used to support a political message. And that's where many of her fans completely checked out. A lot of them felt like she didn't just speak her opinion, but allowed it to be turned into something much bigger than music or beauty standards. And when I say her fans are done, I mean really done. Sure, Nicki is still a massive star, and she'll always have loyal supporters who stick beside her no matter what. But there's no denying that she has taken a serious hit. In just a few days, she lost over 1 million followers. Her numbers dropped from 28 million down to 26.9 million, and that kind of drop doesn't happen quietly. The LGBTQ community in particular feels hurt and betrayed. Many people are pointing out that Nicki built much of her career with the support of gay and trans fans. They were there from the beginning, showing up, streaming her music, and defending her online. She even appeared on RuPaul's Drag Race and said, "I pledge allegiance to the drag." Now, people feel like she's switched up. They believe she's no longer standing with the same communities that helped lift her to where she is today. On top of that, there's growing backlash because it's now clear to many that Nicki aligns herself with MAGA politics. While she was at the Turning Point event, she didn't hide it at all. She openly praised Donald Trump, calling him handsome and dashing, and that only added to the outrage. For a lot of fans, this was the final straw. The reaction online has been intense, emotional, and divided. Take a listen.
For young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president.
She didn't stop there either. While she was on that stage, Nicki went out of her way to praise the conservative crowd, calling them the ones who are cool. She even said that being there and speaking at that event meant more to her than any concert she has ever done in her entire career. For fans who have followed her music journey for years, that statement hit hard. Because of all this, people online have started drawing comparisons between Nicki Minaj and Kanye West. They're saying the shift feels familiar, like watching another artist slowly drift away from the fan base that helped build their success. The conversations are getting louder, and more fans are questioning whether this is just a moment or a permanent change in who she stands with. But honestly, the real question here is, for you, do you think Nicki Minaj is slowly damaging the legacy she worked so hard to build? A lot of fans are trying to understand what triggered this sudden shift. Was it political influence, personal beliefs she's been holding back, or something deeper that we're not seeing yet? This feels like a turning point in her career, and people are reacting strongly because they've invested years into supporting her. When an artist changes direction this openly, especially in a way that clashes with their core fan base, it's bound to spark serious conversation. Some fans feel disappointed, others feel confused, and some are still trying to defend her choices. I really want to hear your thoughts on this. Drop your opinions in the comments and let me know how you're feeling about everything that's going on with Nicki right now. That's all I've got for today, and I'll talk to you next time.